Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about a very large trade that I did. I mean large by value. And as you saw in the title somewhere, I did trade my most expensive knife. Not only that, but another just expensive knife in general, and a very cool pen, which is kind of expensive for a pen. So this is what I got for that stuff, plus a gold round, which I'll talk about in a moment. It's actually at a different location, so I don't have it here to show you. But anyway, so I have a buddy who I talk to all the time who is very much into precious metals, but he's also into very nice knives and gear and stuff like that. And we've done many trades before in the past, and I was interested in some more precious metals. I made a personal choice not to buy any precious metals in all of November and all of December. Really, I was getting too really addicted to it. That's the best way I can describe it. I might even make another video talking about the addiction, because it was very real. And the big reason why it was so addicting is because it was very easily justified, because I was spending money for money. And that's what I see this stuff as, money. It's different with knives. And again, I'm going to dive into that a lot deeper in a whole separate video talking about, addiction and obsession and stuff like that. But anyway, long story short, I have to do some catching up financially with some stuff. Tax season is around the corner, and it's very important that I put a complete ban on purchasing more precious metals until at least next year sometime. So then I thought to myself, well, I can still trade for them, right? That's no big deal. that was the kind of loophole, right? And most times when I'm trading with people, I mean, occasionally I'll get lucky and someone has some precious metals they want to trade, but it's usually not that substantial. I don't have a whole lot of guys or girls that I talk to who have a bunch of silver and gold who are also into knives and want to trade it for knives and stuff. Half the people I talk to who have precious metals do not trade them, and that's me. I almost never I've sold precious metals. I don't think I've ever actually traded away metals for something else, because I'm just constantly trying to accumulate them. But then anyone who wants to do it, it's always just a little bit. It's like, one round or one silver eagle, or maybe, a couple quarters or something like that. So anyway, this particular person was interested in a couple of my higher end knives, and we worked out a trade. So this is my side of the trade, which I'll show you in a second here. But his side was for, or what he's getting, which is in the mail right now, is my absolutely beautiful, well, it's not mine anymore, it's going to be his, but the most beautiful William Henry knife that I did a video on. All right, that's a very, very expensive knife. It's one of those things where it's true value, which is well over, 1,400 bucks. It's a very tough sell. There's a very small market for people buying $1,400 knives. And unfortunately, I don't have the, COA and the, the original packaging and box and stuff like that. And people who buy those high-end knives, they very much want that kind of stuff. So it does lower the value. So there's a lot to consider as far as the trade goes. We did a lot of back and forth, trying to figure out exactly what each person wanted to be happy. And ultimately, I'm very happy, and I hope he's very happy with the trade once you get it. But I definitely lowered the value on that significantly for this trade, just because of those variables. Not only is it a tough sell, they don't sell very often. There's not many comps or comparables. Like if you look on eBay, there was one sold for around 900 bucks or so. So it's a tough sell. It's not like selling a Benchmade Griptilian, or a Spyderco PM2 or something like that. It's just, there's very few people who are looking to spend that kind of coin on a knife. And like I said, when they do, they really want them just like mint condition and all that. But for him, it's very awesome because he is very much planning on using it. It's not a collector's piece to him. He's going to carry it in his pocket and stuff like that. And eventually, if he wanted to sell it or trade it himself, he could certainly do so. But besides that most beautiful knife and the most expensive knife that was in my collection, I also threw into the deal a Microtech Sigil, or Sigil, S-I-G-I-L. If you're familiar with that folder, beautiful folder, absolutely wonderful knife. Same deal though. I just got it as a user. It was in fantastic condition. I carried it, used it a little bit. I love the knife. It was kind of in my deep stack, so to speak. I mean, so was the William Henry. These are knives that, were just in my personal collection, but, we're buddies and we talk all the time and stuff. So he's like, hey, well, what do you really got? Because I got a list of stuff that's always available for people when they do trades and stuff. But he's like, what's in that deep stack? I want to see. And I'm like, everything has a price, you know what I mean? But he was in a position to offer some precious metals, and I definitely was intrigued by that. So besides those two blades, which are both awesome, and I'm glad they're both going to get some pocket time and usage and stuff. But there's also a nice pen, nice titanium bolt action pen. So hopefully he's very happy with all that stuff. I'm very happy with my side of the trade. So first let me show you on my phone. Let me grab my phone here and show you what I can't show you in person. All right, so here it is. It is a 1/10 ounce Iberian Lynx. All right, so it's a little teeny tiny, 1/10 ounce gold coin. And this is from the Spanish Mint. It's a pretty interesting piece. This one's a reverse proof, so it's really beautiful. But it's a little bit more rare. I believe this was their first, Spain as a country, their first fractional gold piece. So, I mean, these are becoming very collectible. They're a little bit harder to get because there's only, I want to say there's one person that imports them into the US, and then they sell them to dealers, and then the dealers sell them to people, but there's not like a big stream of them. It's definitely a little bit harder to find. This was definitely something that he wanted to kind of hang on to for a little bit as well, but he wanted stuff and I didn't want to give it up, and he had stuff that he didn't want to give up, but ultimately we compromised, I think. But what is this Black Friday ad, which I do not want? Close. Okay. So anyway, I just picked a random site just to show you the coin here. This one I think is actually out of stock. But there's the front, beautiful front, and the back there from the Spanish Mint. So pretty interesting. Just a different 1/10 that I did not have. All right. So that was definitely on my list ever since I first saw them about 2 months ago or so. I wanted to get one. Steven's Best Loot had on Instagram. Steven does a lot of precious metals dealing and stuff, and I think he had like 3 or 4. And the night that I saw them, I was like, really, I was right there with my phone, like about to bin it, and I wanted to buy it, but I just didn't because I didn't have the money and I didn't want to push it, you know what I mean? So again, we'll get into that in the future with the obsession and that kind of stuff. But anyway, so little gold coin. The big thing obviously here is this Valcambi. This is a kilo bar. All right, so this is 1 kilo or 1,000 grams of pure silver. All right, with the little matching COA, so it shows the serial number 72608, which is on the card as well. All right, but this is just, it's treasure to me. This is treasure. All right, big old hunk of silver. I just love it. It's very cool. 1 kilogram. So here's kind of a closer shot of that guy. Just beautiful. Very cool, but 1,000 grams. All right, which is like 32 point something ounces, I think. Beautiful piece though. I like the larger pieces just because they're easy. I wouldn't just have larger pieces. Like if you're looking for stacking advice, which everyone has their own opinion of what's good, what's not good. There's no wrong way to do it, by the way. It doesn't matter what you want to get, whatever you like. It's money. It'll always be money. So I think you're on top of the game, even considering stacking in the first place. But I like the large pieces, but I like the small pieces too. My best advice if you're just getting into silver collecting and stuff like that is to just stick with 1 ounce rounds. If you want to get some bigger pieces, I'd stick with the 10 ounce bars. Just, hard to beat. You get the lower prices. There's not that many premiums on most of the 10 ounce bars except for some of the collectible ones, I suppose. But yeah, that's a great way to go. But you know me, I always like the variety. So I got the kilogram. We got a 5 ounce Scottsdale Silver Chunky. And this is also fun too because it's not as heavy or cumbersome as that to play with. This gets put in a completely different location and just kind of forgotten about. Stuff like this I hang around because I like playing with this. All right, this is like a desk piece. This will just sit on my desk and I'll fondle it and stuff, and which is good because it's silver is antimicrobial. Okay, so it's actually good. You can wash your hands with silver if you want to. It's very good at killing germs. But anyway, so yeah, super cool little chunky bar here, just 5 troy ounces. All right, and I love that sound. Stacking silver on silver. Then we have a MS62 Morgan dollar. This is a 1902 Morgan dollar, or 19020 to be specific. MS62, just kind of run of the mill. In fact, a lot of the graded Morgans are like 63s. Once you get into 64, 64 plus, 65, 66, that's when the prices really dramatically go up. But on top of that, the years definitely matter. Certain years could be thousands and thousands of dollars, where a 64 in a very, very common year, might be $100 or something like that, $150 maybe max. There's a closer shot of that. As you can see, it's an NGC Slab, which is the Numismatic Guarantee Company. All right, in case you didn't know that. But what's really cool too, if you guys are not familiar, and I tell people this all the time, they have no idea. People have been like, collecting slabs for years. There's an app. There's an app for everything. It's 2022. So I got my phone. I click the NGC app here. Look what we can do. Verify coin, scan barcode. Boop, scans the barcode. Tells me all about it. Tells me they're putting a $70 value on it. Tells me how many are in this population. So there's 5,376 MS62 19020 Morgan dollars, graded by NGC. All right, so it's kind of an interesting factoid. I mean, it doesn't mean much if you're not into coin collecting stuff, but there's 75,648 that were graded higher than an MS62 from NGC. But yeah, just gives you some interesting information, and obviously gives you a picture. Not always, but most times they give you a picture of the exact coin. So it's very cool just to verify this is totally legit. It's exactly what it says it's supposed to be. So that's pretty cool. And if you can't scan it for some reason, like if you get this app and you're having a hard time, you just pop in the barcode that's here, the actual number. So it's this set of numbers, the dash, the 3-digit number there, and then of course what it is as far as its grading. This is a 62. But anyway, there's apps for NGC, PCGS. There are other apps. I have like a multi slab app, which has, let me see. Let's see what's on it here. I don't really use it much at all. It is called Slab Reader. And it's supposed to be PCGS, Annex, ICG, and SEGs, but the problem with that is that, like, when I scan things, it really just doesn't give me information at all. It's nothing like the NGC app or the PCGS app, which I both like. The NGC is even easier to use. But anyway, so that's that. So it's $70. A cool old coin. I mean, man, this is 120 years old. Doesn't that look nice and shiny? And this is not even like a super high grade at all, 62, MS62. I mean, it's in fantastic shape, but that looks like it could have been made last year. It's 120 years old. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So anyway, and the last thing here is a 2-ounce round. This is a private mint. This is part of the Awakening series. Let me zoom in so you can get some detail on here. Pretty cool series. I'm not like collecting the whole thing, specifically, but it's neat. The designs are pretty cool. This one's the Affinity. So you can see the snake there and the infinity, shape or symbol rather. And if you look at the front here, this little saying around here like a rainbow, it says, "You can't wake a person who is pretending to be asleep." That's very true. So we have the all-seeing eye and stuff. Just this, kind of overall message about stuff. I think it's really neat. You can see the other pieces online if you want, but 4.9's fine, 2 troy ounces, and it is dated 2022, which is pretty neat. These are some pretty cool pieces, the Awakening series. But anyway, so yeah, so I got the little gold 1/10, I got the Awakening 2-ounce, I got the slabbed Morgan 62, I got the 5-ounce Scotty Chunky, and I got the Kilo Valcambi, which is, I believe, Swiss. So that's the loot that I got for some very, very expensive, cool knives. I am very happy with this. Again, it was a way for me to obtain more precious metals without costing much money. It was still $35 in shipping because I had to insure the package for $1,500 just in case something happened. But he did the same thing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a wash. Shipping costs for me, I spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars every year in shipping. It's just part of how it works. I can't possibly trade without constantly shipping things, so it is what it is. It's obviously not, super cheap, but it's part of the cost of operation to continuously try new things. But anyway, I just wanted to share this. I wanted to give him a big shout out and a thank you. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, so I'm not going to, but obviously he'll probably see this video. He watches the channel. I've been watching for years. But I really appreciate it, buddy. I mean, I really do, and I'm really hoping that you're going to enjoy those knives. They're very cool. Technically, on the William Henry, the bead is sterling silver. So I suppose, even though everything's sharp there, it's kind of like trading silver for silver. Maybe, just a little bit there. But I generally don't do that. Like if you come to me and say, "Hey Jeff, I got this really cool knife and I want your 5-ounce chunky," I just won't do it. This stuff, to me, is irreplaceable. Now, clearly, it's all replaceable. Silver, is always going to be available. I mean, so there's obviously a lot of people are saying there's some kind of a shortage right now, which I would definitely agree. There's a shortage to a certain extent. I don't know if we're going to see huge impacts this year, maybe next year, who knows? But I'm just saying, this stuff's around. It's not like I can't replace this. I can get another 62 Morgan, 19020 any day I want. I can get these any day I want. This maybe not so much. It's supposed to be limited, I think, to 20,000 pieces for the Infinity Awakening season, but 20,000, that's still plenty. Someone will sell it if I really wanted it. The 5-ounce chunkies, who knows how many tens of thousands there are of these or whatever, but it's just one of those things where, like, this means so much to me, and I love those knives. I really did. But, you know, I'm trying to accumulate this stuff. Now, I can always trade for more knives. It's a lot easier for me to trade. Any day of the week, I can trade for knives. But it's rare that someone's offering stuff like this for those knives. So that's why I ended up going with the deal. And here it is. So that's probably it, though, for the rest of the year as far as precious metals are concerned, as far as, you know, me getting at least plans on it. You never know what's going to happen. But yeah, just wanted to thank the individual and share this with you guys. If you are getting into precious metals, inform yourself. There's lots of great channels here on YouTube. There's a whole community of silver stackers, and, you know, a couple mixed in that just do the gold thing, which is cool. A couple people who have been converted, who started with silver and switched to gold. I think for a lot of people, like, once you accumulate so much silver, like if you ever hit 1,000-ounce goal, that's awesome. You know, and then some of those people surpass that and they hit 2,000, 3,000 ounces. Once you have like 2,000 or 3,000 ounces of silver, a lot of those people really just turn to gold. In some cases, they'll convert a lot of that silver or half of it or whatever it is to gold just because of storage issues. Anyway, just wanted to kind of show this stuff off. I know some people like seeing the precious metal stuff. A lot of you just like the knives and Zippos and things like that, so you don't care so much about this, but I love it. I'm definitely, I'm into it. It's a huge focus. Going into 2023, it's very important to get into the green for me financially and to get that stuff, you know, squared away before I ever spend any more money on this kind of stuff. I went a little overboard for sure. I went ham in 2022 with this kind of stuff because I saw such an importance for it. But now it's time to catch up and, you know, do the right thing financially. So this will go on the back burner for a while, and that's okay. But anyway, that's it. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.